Aquarius, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So yeah, today is your life spread reading for the next 4 or 5 months. How we do a life spread is we focus on 5 areas of your life. These areas here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are called key cards, and what your key cards do is they show you an influence that you might be experiencing now, Aquarius, or one, if you're not experiencing it now, you might be experiencing it in the future. Now, under these key cards, your 4 areas, and I'm sorry everything's like really banked together real tight, but the 5 areas of your life come in sets of 4. So the areas are represented in sets of 4 cards. So you've got your key card, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 cards underneath. Now, the first card can represent the past, second card can represent the present, third card can represent the future. So you can do it past, present, future. So this is the key card, the influence, and under this influence you have something in the past, something in the present in regards to this influence here. So everything has to join up or align with what's going on with you either now or in the future, which is your key card. So it will show past, present, and how the situation is resolved in the future. Okay, but you don't always have to do a life spread reading like that at all, because it doesn't have to be past, present, future. It can be present, future, for example, or future, future. All right, or it might all just be, yeah, future, future. So basically, with the life spread, if it's all future, for example, it's going to be where you're looking at the key words and you're joining them up to get a message from the universe. What the universe is trying to tell you is going to happen around this situation here. And that goes for all areas. Okay, now, in your life spread, we've got your career here. Set of 4 cards shows the career section. The middle section here is your personal situation, and that's always the situation we start off with first. Your home life is here. Your love life is in this group of 4 cards, and your future is in this group of few cards. And this card here is called the advice card, okay, which is showing as the 10 of Wands for you, which is very good, to be honest with you. Now, the cards to the right are called your anchor cards, and what these cards do, they show what the overall outcome. So the end card will always show the future, whether it's all 3 that are future, past, present, future. The thing with the life spread is, like Aquarius, that everything has to move forward. Everything. You can't have anything that regresses. So you can't have past, present, past, or future, present, past. It doesn't work that way. Everything's got to move upwards rather than downwards. So it's always, everything has a future. Everything. You can get away with not having the past situation there. You can even get away with not having the present situation. But you've always got to have future. Now, these cards here will represent each of these groups of 4 cards. So, for example, we start with the Tower here, if you can see that card there. And what the Tower card is, this is your foundation. So we always start off with the foundation basis of what your life is like at the moment. It's showing us the Tower. But this will also be the overall outcome for your present situation here. Okay? We have the High Priestess showing us the overall outcome, so where everything is heading in terms of your career. We've got Karma, and by the way, I'm using the Witch's Tarot for all. So these are all made up of major arcanas, okay? So all the anchor cards that show the overall outcome for all these areas here are all made up of majors, because majors, obviously, we know have the strongest effect, bigger effects, long-lasting effects, more long-lasting than your pick cards. Karma here, in other words, it's called Judgment. It's just called Karma in the Witch's Tarot. This represents your love life. Justice in the centre. Card number 4 is the central theme, so sometimes this will show how you'll probably react to all areas, but I use this also for the home life, because home life doesn't have a direct outcome card. So I use card number 4, Justice, as the overall outcome showing for your home life. Your future card is showing us the Star, and this represents this future area here, which is looking very good, very, very interesting. Your wishes is card number 6 in the anchor. Now, this doesn't show an outcome for any of these areas. It shows how you want everything to go in your life spread, potentially. And the overall outcome for all areas, or the majority of areas, is the Magician. So this is where, you know, this is kind of ties everything in and shows where really everything should be heading for you. So let's make a start with your personal life at the moment. The foundation base is what's potentially going on with some of you Aquarians. We have the Tower. Hopefully you guys can see that card. Okay. I'm hoping that you can. I'm just going to have a look at the monitor. Yeah, you can see it. That's a nice, that's actually, I'm recording from a new camera. I use a Canon webcam, which is really, really good. It's one of the latest ones. But I wanted a new camera because I'm going to start doing my blog on my website. So I wanted a camera to take some really good pictures. And also I've got some treats coming up for you guys very, very soon. It's really different as well, what you're going to be seeing with Carol's Universe. Something out of the ordinary, but you're going to love it. So I needed the new camera to do that as well. I won't let you in on the secret just yet, but you'll see what happens when it comes up, and it's going to be awesome. But anyway, this is the Tower showing as your foundation basis at the moment. Now, the Tower is basically a card that says, you know, everything that is not, everything that is, you know, you can live your life feeling that things are stable, but the undercurrents really are saying, well, it's not. And when you get the Tower, it says that there is a great shift that is needed. So sometimes when you get this Tower, a lot of the time, in fact, what it represents is an external shift, an external move within one's life. It's something that can rock you to your very core. So it can be something, you know, a lot of the time people say, well, the Tower is something, it's an unexpected event that comes in and kind of shakes your world. Not all the time. Sometimes it might be something that you expect to come in. But the ethos for me with the Tower is where something happens either internally within you, or it's an external event that really, really shakes you to your core. And the whole point of the Tower is cleansing. So it's a very, very cleansing card. The point of the Tower is to take down and to disband and to empty and to take down brick by brick by brick everything in your life that no longer serves you. So it really is the card about, I mean, you know, within the Tower we have several different cards that show moving on or moving forward, and the Tower is definitely one of those cards. You've got things like Wheel of Fortune, Death, Ten of Cups, for example. Within the major arcana, things like Justice, Magician, Wheel of Fortune, Death, obviously the Tower, Judgment. All of those cards show cycles, changes coming in. Now, the thing with the Tower is, with the Tarot is that these cards will show changes. But the difference with these cards, which is why they're named differently, is the nature of how that change comes about. And when you get the Tower, sometimes the change that comes about can be uncomfortable. And it can be something that you don't expect, yes, but it can also be something that you're finding it difficult to deal with. So I feel within your lives, the foundation basis, I feel for a lot of you Aquarians at the moment, is that you're needing change. It might be that there are changes that are happening in your life that are out of your control as well, which I'm getting with this reading here. I feel that a lot of stuff might be out of your control, and it might be uncomfortable. It might be something that you would rather not happen at the moment, or you want the change, but you want it to happen or manifest in a different way than it is at the moment. Because the Tower is one of those cards that when it comes, it comes. And it's like the Wheel of Fortune. Often the Tower is one of those cards that is brought in by the universe. So it's one of those situations where the universe brings it to your attention. What the Tower really seeks to do is, it's about situations that we won't deal with. The universe will bring something in, it will say, okay, if you won't deal with it, then I'm afraid I'm bringing in a situation that's going to force you to deal with it. So often the Tower is related, for me, when I think about this card, and I've experienced this card many times within my life, it's forced change. So I feel that a lot of you guys feel that you're being pushed in a certain direction at the moment, that you have no choice but to go along with. Because it might be that within your life, you have not faced up to the fact that there are things within your world that need cleansing. So whether that's getting rid of relationships that are not serving you, whether it's moving on to another job that's not because you're not being, you know, you're not happy in the job that you're working in, whether it's friendships or family members that need to go. The Tower always talks about cleansing, because as you can see on this card, what's happening is that there is the top of this tower has come off, and there are people jumping from the building because they realise that this is a sinking ship and they need to get out of there. So the tower can relate to things like revelations, the truth coming out of a matter. So, for example, if you were in the dark about a certain situation, in a way it's like the High Priestess, but it's far more violent in its eruption of the truth. This talks about the lid coming off things. So things that have been buried for a very, very long time. Okay, so this is why this card represents things like a revelation that might come to you, or sudden communication, or anger, or an epiphany, or even tears. This card can be seen as somebody having a good old cry. This card can be seen as somebody, sexual card, a penis, ejaculation, that type of thing. Orgasm, that type of thing. This is what this card can relate to, all of those things. I feel that within your lives at the moment, if we were to comprise everything, it is the ejaculation, if you like, of something at the moment that has been suppressed that needs to kind of come out, and it needs to change, and it needs to open up. Now the transition, this is why I feel that the basis foundation for a lot of you guys at the moment is transition. You're going very much through a transitional phase, and it might be very uncomfortable, because I feel that a lot of you guys might be having to deal with things that you didn't want to deal with in life, in your life as it were. We're going to have a look at the first set of cards here. So we have in your personal situation, the energies coming in, or that you might be experiencing, being the 10 of Cups. And when you get a 10 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, a lot of people would explain this card as being, you know, socializing, having a good time, being around people that you love, happy family, happy circumstances, feeling fulfilled, feeling content, feeling at one with the world. All of those good stuff comes, you know, a really good family, a family that stays together, buying a new home, for example, this can represent as well. But if you look at the card as well, look at what the people are doing on the card. They look like they're literally saying goodbye. You could say that they're saying hello and they're really happy because they've got their hands raised in the air as if it's their first purchase. So for some people, this can show a purchase of a property. So it shows something new. Whenever you get 10s, it shows the unveiling probably of a new situation that's coming in. Because 10s, 1 plus 0 is a number 1. And we know that 1s in the tarot represent new beginnings, okay? Starting over again. However, this card can also mean saying goodbye. This 10 of Cups, I've known this card to mean saying goodbye, endings. But a lot of the time, you know, you get two different types of 10s, and in your personal life it's wonderful because you've got 10s that represent good endings and not bad ones. When you get things like the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, it represents perhaps saying goodbye to a situation, but in a very kind of good way. So there's no kind of animosity or anger or struggle in an ending. It's more that there is more a negotiation, or people are kind of on the same level, or there is, you know, a happiness in saying goodbye to something and not a real sadness in saying goodbye. So I feel that within your personal life, some of you guys are facing some endings, but it's in a good way. And I feel that the 10s mean I've had enough, or something is literally up to its limit now. Something has, you know, run its course. Something has, you know, come to a point where it's over and done with. This is how I see the number 10s, especially when you get, you know, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. We do have a 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands as your advice, but it's a good advice card to get, okay, because it talks about perseverance. But I do feel in your personal life there are changes happening here, and I feel that it's almost like you've come to the point where you accept that the change has to happen. So if we've got, for example, a 10 of Wands showing up in the influences in your personal life, for some of you guys it might be that you're struggling with many things. When you get the 10 of Wands, it can mean deadlines that one has to reach, and that can be very, very uncomfortable. But when you've got the 10 of Cups, it often means, well, you know, I've accepted that my time is up with a particular thing here, and it's time now to move on and move to something new. So I feel that there is a happy acceptance maybe of something here, or there's just simply an acceptance, and there's no real animosity. It's just the acceptance that maybe something may have come to a point of where there needs to be regeneration. Around this, it seems to be the 10 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles to me represents family discussions, often discussions around money, around property, they can be discussions of dividing property, so things like gaining an inheritance from the family, money being passed down, money being divided, money being separated into different factions of the family. I definitely feel there's some form of discussion here around who's going to have what or where something is going to go. But I feel that there seems to be some disappointment, or because we have a Four of Cups that shows up afterwards. And remember, when you do the reading, everything has to match up. Everything has to be aligned with this energy. So if we've got perhaps, and you know, the acceptance of an ending here with this Ten of Cups, I feel, in your personal life, then what this says to me around this acceptance of an ending is a discussion. So we've accepted now that we're saying goodbye to something. So for some of you guys, it might simply be that as a couple, you're moving home. As I said at the beginning, that Ten of Cups can be, I'm actually moving home, or I'm looking at a new property. And around this, there seems to be some discussion around money. Okay, but it seems that what is offered here, someone's not happy with. Because when you get this Four of Cups here, the reason why, sometimes we can explain the Four of Cups card as saying, well, this person's being offered something on the cup. Can you see one cup is being held out to this person? I hope you guys can see this card well. And what's really happening is, he's not facing that one cup because he's looking at the three. So he's avoiding this offer. Because what he's really thinking about, as I can interpret this card at times, is past, present, future. The three cups on the bottom can be the past, present, future. So he's looking at the past of his situation. When you know better, you do better. So there's something in his past that makes him not want to accept this. There's something in his present with the second cup that makes him not want to accept this. And he's looking at the long term with the third cup in the future. Well, if I accept this, where will it take me? Because I have experience of something here with this cup and this cup. So for me, there's something that you are looking at 360 degrees, past, present, future, which is why you don't want to accept this. Okay, I feel that for some of you guys, you are still stuck to something here within your personal life, and it's making you feel like you can't move forward, or there is a fear to move forward with something in your personal life. Because we do see an ending here, and it's one that seems to have been negotiated on. Because when you get the Ten of Cups, it's often representative of happy negotiations. So there's something that's been negotiated on, I feel, here. There's a discussion around it, but it's a financial discussion. However, we're looking at the other cards, and they're all rooted in how you feel. So they're all rooted in how you feel emotionally about this situation. And even the influential card at the top, the key card, is the only card, money card we have is where there is the discussion over money. But it seems emotionally you don't. And if you look at this Four of Cups, it is the Eight of Cups that is being offered to this man. So he's being offered something in terms of a new start. Something in terms of a fresh start. And he doesn't want to accept it. So we could always affiliate this Ace of Cups to the Ten of Cups. They're the same sort of thing because they both talk about renewal and new beginnings. Both of them do. Even though this is the Four of Cups, we know one ace is being presented to this person, but they won't accept it because they're looking at where they are right now. They're looking at the past, where they've been, where they are, and where they're likely to be in the future. And that's why they don't want to accept that, because they're thinking long term about this thing. They're thinking about where they are, where they've been, and where the thing could go in the future. So for me, the fact that we've got the ace here in front of this guy, and we can link it to that Ten of Cups, says this person is worried about a new beginning. There have been discussions around it, especially around the money situation, and somebody really is doubtful of accepting this new beginning. Therefore, in the future, we have the Queen of Cups energy. And for me, when we've got the Queen of Cups, this is somebody who goes, this is not a movement card as far as I'm concerned with the Queen of Cups. It's a movement in terms of emotion, yes. But it also says, I need to go inward to find or to understand how I am truly, truly feeling about this situation. So is it the money side that I am doubting? Why is it that I am so attached to something emotionally here? Why is it that I can't let go? Or why is it that I cannot move on? We've had the discussion here. There seems to be some good negotiation here. And we've had a discussion around the money here. So why is it that emotionally I can't accept this new beginning here? And I feel that it's because in the future with the Queen of Cups, you need more time to process it, to come to an understanding. But I feel that you do, because the Queen of Cups can also say, well, I've gained more knowledge, more emotional knowledge and more emotional understanding. So I feel that, you know, the Queen of Cups can be her own personal counsellor. Okay, so for some of you guys, it might be because you are Aquarius and you're not Scorpio or Cancer. Queen of Cups can often be seen as a Scorpio or a Cancer energy. So you're none of those things. But it could be that you gain some insight, perhaps, from a friend. Queen of Cups would make a very, very caring, very thoughtful, very insightful individual. So maybe in the future you get some advice from this individual. Or maybe this is a part of you guys that is going inward and actually making up your mind that way. Okay, understanding how you feel, and that perhaps you can move forward, because with the cup energies, the fact that they are rooted in emotion, they are rooted in how we truly feel deep down about circumstances, about the people around us. At the end of the day, with these energies, the point of them, especially when you get the Queen and the King, is to take us to a place of resolution. So I feel that you come to an emotional resolution here with the Queen of Cups. And I feel that the reason why I say you come to an emotional, because sometimes the Queen of Cups can mean I wait as well. She's a card about patience. But I feel that you come to an emotional resolution here because your overall outcome is the Tower. And that shows a change that's coming to you. Now, it might be a forced change. It might be with the Queen of Cups energy that if you do happen to wait and think too long around this, you may be forced to do something here with that Tower card in your personal life, if that makes any sense to you. And it might be that if you find a resolution here with the Queen of Cups energy around this situation, whatever this is in your personal life, Aquarius, that the Tower says, okay, I'm going to move, or I'm going to implement these changes because I do need cleansing. So sometimes the Tower is the card of epiphany and realization and facing up to the truth of the matter, that maybe whatever it is that you have and the reasons for this change coming in for you, to which you seem to be denying on an emotional basis, is that the Tower lets you sit up and realize that this cannot be completely linked to how you feel emotionally about a situation within your life, Aquarius, and that perhaps, you know, you need to kind of look at the situation for what it is. Instead of looking at it from an emotional standpoint, you have to look at it logically as well and practically with that Ten of Pentacles. Okay, it just seems that we have everything sorted here. There is an agreement here or a negotiation that's going fine. Something is happily being negotiated here. There is talk around this Ten of Pentacles, more than likely on a financial level, but emotionally you are still attached to something. And you are denying, or you don't want to go for this fresh start because you're denying the Ace of Cups on the Four of Cups. And therefore you need to go inward to understand what it is that's holding you back, what it is that makes you feel so emotionally connected or emotionally held by the idea of not moving on. And the overall outcome is the Tower. And it says that you do. Because the Tower is the change card, the Tower is the movement card. It's the card that says, actually, I have to make a change somewhere along the line and I have to move forward. This could be the epiphany that you reach here, or it could be that simply something has to happen here to move things along. Let's have a look at the other areas of your life very quickly. These, you know, getting these all to fit on camera is extraordinarily difficult. We're going to have a look at your work area, because I found that a little bit tough in a way to understand when I first did the draw. But we have the Magician here showing up in your general energy, or the energy coming in or that's around you at the moment. When you get a Magician, it's about a new start. So the Magician can show that there are some very powerful things at work within your career at the moment. And it shows, again, it's another change card because it's the number one. It represents the aces. So when you get the Magician, it says something very powerful is about to begin. Usually the Magician is rooted in air, okay? So it's represented usually by Gemini. And the funny thing with the magician is it's all about powerful thoughts, but also the ability to speak and communicate those thoughts in order to manifest what it is that you want. So it looks to me like there is something that you guys have probably manifested for yourselves here, because I feel that you are the magician, Aquarius here. You've been able to kind of bring something into your world, probably something that you've been wanting for a long time. The magician, when it comes to career, it can talk about a new job that you get, a job promotion, a new business that you start. It can talk about the ideas that you have to make something quite powerful, quite you know, to create your own reality, because what the magician takes from his thoughts, if you look here, it's above that he's pointing the wand up to the heavens. So he's pointing the wand up to the skies. This represents the so above as below. I think that's how it goes. But really what this is really saying is that what we think about, we bring about. So what we have in our heads, what we are manifested in the universe, which is heaven, we are bringing down to earth, which is why his hand points down below. So really what this is saying is this is a very, very powerful time of manifestation within your careers, Aquarius. And we can see around this manifestation that you are literally riding to victory. There's a great deal of success for you. Again, the Six of Wands is one of those amazing cards that says that there is real victory. So you get this card, you know, if I have a client coming to me and they say, you know, I've been looking for a job for ages and am I going to get a job soon? And I get that Six of Wands show up, what that Six of Wands tells me is it's coming very soon. So, you know, I will have read for clients and I've shown them the Six of Wands in the immediate future, and a couple of days later they've written back to me and said, yeah, I've got a job, the job has come in. So we know that if you get that Six of Wands, you're going to be very, very successful. Not so much, we can't, the thing with the tarot is you can't see from a card whether somebody's going to be really, really successful in the job. You just can't, not from the one card. You can say, yes, you'll get a job with the Six of Wands, but whether they are really successful in that job is anyone's call. You'd need to probably do another spread or do some follow-on cards to build a story. But the Six of Wands for me says, yes, you're given a promotion around whatever this manifestation is with the magician as your key card, as your energy that you're feeling now or in the future. It says that there's great success coming for you, Six of Wands. So it can be a promotion, new job, being successful in business. It leads to justice, and justice is harmony. Justice is the card where you reap the rewards or you reap the benefits. So it's where you get in what you have put out. And because as the magician, we can see that you've been manifesting or working towards the manifestation of something new, perhaps within your career, new job, new business, whatever it is, we can say that you get your rewards with the justice card. So you're walking or you're riding towards justice. You're riding towards completion here. All right, so for some of you guys, it could be a contract that needs to be signed. So we can see that the job is being offered here. We can see that something's coming to fruition for you. We can see the job offer here. Perhaps there is a signing off a contract or something here, Justice, with the Justice card. And finally, in the future, really what it's saying, or the overall outcome of the future card here, the Wheel of Fortune in your career, it says that things are taking a turn for the better. Okay, it says that there are great changes coming in for you with that Wheel of Fortune, okay? Because the Wheel of Fortune, it's really funny. Because it's after justice, for me, the justice, you know, if I'd had the Wheel of Fortune in another spread and it showed in, I don't know whether you know this story, I did a reading for a client and she was asking about her career and if everything would, you know, she ran a business and if everything was going to be going okay. And in her influences coming in, some readers will read that section as being influences around the person, but I read them as literally things that they're going to be experiencing that are coming in. So the influences showed as the Nine of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Some readers would say that maybe that combination is that this person is going to have even greater success. To me, that looked like, yeah, she was the Nine of Pentacles lady. She was having great success, yeah? But that Wheel of Fortune showing after showed me that there'd be a downturn in her success, because the Wheel of Fortune didn't come before her Nine of Pentacles, it came after. Okay, so in her outcome area, it showed strength and justice. And to me, I read that as, okay, you're going to need to be strong around. You've been doing really well up until now, but things might take a little bit of a dip financially, so you might not get as many orders in or as many sales. And with strength, you're going to need to be strong. And also, you're going to need to restrain yourself from your normal habit, probably of spending, because the Nine of Pentacles lady likes to spend as well. She earns lots of money and she does very well, and she likes spending on clothing and her home. But when you get you know, a card like Strength, it says you need to hold back. So I advised her, you're going to need to hold back because we had Strength. No, hang on, what was it? It was, oh no, sorry, it was Justice and then Strength. So the Justice card in the outcome told me that she would need to weigh up what the most important things were to her as a result of the business taking a little bit of a downturn in sales. Because with the Strength card coupling that Justice, it said that she would need to exercise some self-restraint in her spending habits because she was a spender. With that Nine of Pentacles, it told me that this person kind of liked nice clothing, makeup, shoes, bags, that type of thing. So her earnings, a lot of her earnings were going on these things. But because there was a little bit of a downturn with that Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, I told her with the outcome card, because I read the influences coming in as influencing what happens in the overall outcome, I told her this downturn that she would have would mean that with Justice, she's going to need to weigh up exactly what's important to her. So is it her bills or is it her clothing? Because with the Strength card, she's going to need to have some self-restraint. Does that make sense to you? So sometimes a Wheel of Fortune coming after a card can show that something changes or something changes after that card. But we could do, you know, we could do this past, present, future as well. We could say in the past, maybe you've had a lot of success. Maybe you were given a job, offered a new job, you'd ridden, because if you look at the Six of Wands, it's often the card where the person overcomes an obstacle. So we always know pretty much with this card that this person, unless it's representing an actual person where this person can be very confident, can also be quite egotistical. I feel that this is an energy more than anything, that some of you guys in the past, you may have been given a promotion. It's led to the present Justice. Things have finally balanced themselves out, and that would really follow on from that Six of Wands, because the Six of Wands means a lot of the time I've had obstacles in the past, but now I've had success. So the obstacles are behind this person, and he's riding to victory. And therefore, in the present, things may have evened themselves out. And the Wheel of Fortune says, it could say that there might be a change, not for the worse, but there might be a little bit of a change coming in the future in terms of your career. Or it could mean that something amazing happens. Something is even bigger than what you've got here. So things might have averaged themselves out here, but something amazing is about to happen here, potentially with that Wheel of Fortune. Because the Wheel of Fortune always means a change. It just does. Whenever you get that Wheel of Fortune, it means you're doing something different. It really does. I did a reading not long ago for a client, and she was asking whether she'd ever get over a particular person. And I saw that the Wheel of Fortune came in with her reading, along with an Ace of Wands. To me, I looked at those two cards and I thought to myself, okay, something new and exciting is coming in for her, and it's going to bring in a big change. And then I saw I can't remember what the other cards were, but I saw that she would probably be travelling. She'd probably be given an invitation to travel. And she came back to me and she says, yeah, I've hooked up with another guy, like him a lot, and, you know, this is right. I think it was the Four of Cups that came in the influences coming in. And that Four of Cups showed me that she wouldn't have much interest in this guy that she was harking on about, because as a result of what was coming in the immediate future, which was, there was something new and exciting. It would bring a huge change, that Wheel of Fortune. Therefore, influences coming in. She probably wouldn't be thinking about this guy for much longer with that Four of Cups, because in the outcome it showed the Six of Swords and the World. To me, this looked like she was travelling the world. She was getting an invitation to travel the world, so therefore there was no interest in the other guy. So it showed that something else would come in, it would take her mind from me off the guy, and she wrote back and said, that is completely correct, that's exactly what's happening at the moment. So from the Wheel of Fortune, we know that Wheel of Fortune means change, but it means external changes a lot of the time. So, you know, you're balanced right now, but for some of you guys, there might be some external changes. And the overall outcome is showing us the High Priestess. And the High Priestess, as an overall outcome, sometimes says, well, these things are unknown, okay? Sometimes it means that there will be a time of waiting. So if things have been balancing themselves out right now with your career, you know, it's not a bad reading or anything like that. It could be that you're getting loads of, contracts through with the Justice card here. And things are really evening themselves out. But the Wheel of Fortune is different from this Justice card, because the Wheel of Fortune gives a jolt. When you get Justice, it's even. This is what the Justice card is. This is why we have the scales, weighing up the scales of justice, because we want them to be right. We want them to be even, just right, just even. But when you get the Wheel of Fortune is like, you know, on those graphs where you get something that goes up, like you get that funny pattern that goes up. It takes a jolt. So it can take a jolt upwards or it can take one downwards, but it's never justice, because the Wheel of Fortune is not about justice. It can be about justice. So it can be that if you have experienced some bad conditions in a particular workplace and you want justice, you get justice. And that's the Wheel of Fortune that says, well, if you've been going through a bad time, then with the Wheel of Fortune, so if I get a client and they say, I've been going through a really bad time in my life, will things get better? And I get the Wheel of Fortune as the outcome card, I know that things are going to get better, because the Wheel of Fortune always turns the opposite direction from where you are. A lot of the time, I've found with this card, especially if it shows a good card before the Wheel of Fortune, it might show that something might change, or there might be some sort of difference that comes in for you. So never be fooled with the Wheel of Fortune. Never think that if the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, then it shows bad, and if it's upright, it shows good. Not all of the time, seriously. That Wheel of Fortune is always going around, always. Whereas justice can become quite stuck. You can have a reward or you can have an outcome and it sticks there with justice. With the Wheel of Fortune, this is the movement card. Justice shows movement in that a decision will be made. But the Wheel of Fortune shows whatever this is here in the centre, whether it's things evening themselves out for you in your career, you're probably about to have some form of a change. And the outcome with the High Priestess can mean, well, you know, it might be something that's not quite clear, or it might be something that is that requires you to wait, or requires you to have some patience to see how it goes. So for some of you guys, it might be that you've been having a lot of success in contracts, that type of thing, sales, whatever, but it might be that you go through a little bit of a change, a little bit of a downturn. I'm not saying a downturn, but just something that, you know, comes in out of the blue, and suddenly with the High Priestess energy, maybe you're going to need to just sit and wait it out, that type of thing. Okay, for some of you guys, it could be that, you know, you've got success here, justice, things are balancing themselves out, and you're entering a really fortunate time with the Wheel of Fortune, which means with the High Priestess card as the outcome, that this energy will be unchangeable for quite some time. So it means that you're still on that even keel, but things are just about to get better. Well, let's have a quick look at the other areas. Your home life is interesting, because your home life shows the Page of Swords as the influence is coming in. So to me, this means that for some of you guys, you may be receiving some news. Pages are often referred to as the messengers within the tarot, okay? Now, pertaining to whatever the suit is that you have, Aquarius, that pertains to the type of news that you're going to get. All right, so this news can either be via email, via letter, via communication, via body language. It just depends. Sometimes when you get a Page of Cups, it can be somebody sending you a flirtatious message, because that's what the Page of Cups is. It's a very young, flirtatious type of energy and person. So sometimes that means you're receiving flirtatious messages. That can be eye contact. It can be a text message. It can be a smile. It can be a wink. Page of Wands can mean you're receiving a message about your career, because Wands are highly affiliated to the career sector within the tarot. So often if I get somebody who's, you know, has a job and they're saying, am I going to get this job? Well, the Page of Wands can never really tell you if you're going to get the job. It just says you're going to receive a message about it. You need to have a look at a card, I find, afterwards to see what that message is. Okay, for me, because it's Wands, doesn't mean that it's good news. A lot of readers and a lot of books says, well, it's good news. And it can be, but it might not be something that you're necessarily happy about. So we know that the Page of Wands is often a card that says, well, I'm going to receive news about my career, or some news maybe about a job that I've gone for. All right. But yes, it does mean good news often. Page of Pentacles, news about finances. And Page of Swords, now swords are difficult because swords are about struggle. We can't just say that it's a message about communication. If it's a message about communication, then it's somebody literally communicating something to you verbally. Okay, so in your home life, it might literally be some difficult verbal communication that some of you guys are enduring with the Page of Swords, where, you know, I look at the Page of Swords and it reminds me of somebody who speaks the truth. Okay, somebody who's honest, somebody, because when you get Page of Swords, it means somebody who's honest, somebody who stands up for the truth, somebody who speaks the truth. That's what your Page of Swords energy is. Because the page is really young. So when you get pages, they may speak, but they might not think about what they're saying because they're immature. So because the swords relate to communication and also ideas, they might communicate their ideas in an immature way. Does that make sense? So if the swords are communication and they're also air, and the page is immature child, then I could read that as saying communicating ideas in an immature way. So you just say what you think straight off the bat. And it could simply be a case of just clearing the air. Because we have a relationship around this page of swords. Alright, I feel that there'll be a clearing of the air somewhere along the line here. Can be a breakdown of a relationship, yes, potentially. But also on a more mundane level, it's more to do with the clearing of the air, because the page of swords speaks the truth. And he'll just speak it and say it and not give a shit. It might be in a less tactile way, but it's needed. Because around this energy of the page of swords, difficult communication, direct communication, we have a relationship that might be going through a breakdown with the Tower. And therefore it needs clear, direct, open, honest communication with the King of Swords. Your overall outcome is justice, where things are put back into balance. Because sometimes when we don't open up and we don't speak in a relationship, how can there be any balance? The overall outcome being justice is great, because the justice says we are trying to align things now. Things are trying to get back into some sort of sync. So I feel that for some of you guys in your home life, and this can also be the King of Swords is you, Aquarius. Okay, King of Swords represents an Aquarius person. And we know that the Aquarians are very truthful, upfront and honest people. You might have your little quirks and stuff, but you're very honest and you like to be, you know, to the point. So this is you guys probably speaking your truth here, and probably also acting on what the evidence is of the situation with around the home. Okay, so we can see here the Page of Swords. There is some upfront communication here happening here. We have a relationship around this, and it needs to be cleansed. You can also look at this card as saying it needs cleansing. And therefore, the future card says through clear thinking, perception and honesty, you act on what you see. And therefore you bring things back into alignment with the Justice card. Okay? That's absolutely fantastic. For some of you guys, it might be a breakdown in a relationship. Page of Swords can be bad news. So maybe for some of you guys, it might be bad news. That a relationship, there will be a relationship breakdown with the King of Swords. And that's you guys, Aquarius. So for some of you guys, it might be a relationship breakdown. All right, and you're showing here at the end here, where perhaps you need to make a decision. And that leads to justice as well. I feel that you're trying to create some sort of, you know, sync. Some sort of balance and harmony and fairness, either for yourself or for your relationship. Got to be quick here because my battery's running. Your love life is showing that there is, I don't know what this is with you guys, but it just looks like there is some sort of problem going on. There is some sort of issue going on in your love life, because we've got the moon showing us the influence coming in. When you get the moon, it can be about infidelity. So for some of you guys, it might be an affair. For some of you guys, it might be that you're feeling extraordinarily insecure in your love lives, because the moon represents insecurity. It represents fear and anxiety and a lack of clarity. So for some of you guys, there might be something that needs to be extricated, or it needs to be sorted out, because there is a lot of tense emotions going on here, okay? And I feel for some of you guys, you might even feel quite tense towards someone, and I feel, or tense emotions towards somebody, and I feel that it's probably becoming very uncomfortable. When you get the moon card, for me, in terms of love and emotions, it's very, very uncomfortable. It gets to the point of, I can't really take this anymore, and it's making me feel really uncomfortable. So I get some discomfort around your love life coming in terms of the moon. It could either be related to maybe something, secret feelings that you have for someone, that you need to resolve or you need to open up about. So for some of you guys, it might be that you've got a crush, for example, with that moon card. For some of you guys, it might be that you're in a relationship and you want more. It might be that you're not getting more from a relationship because of the moon card. Because around this moon, we're seeing a very lovely relationship happening here with that Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a young energy, okay? So this can be the starter or the beginning of a relationship in which people are getting to know each other, all right? This seems to lead to great passion. Now, this could be the person that you feel passionately about, Aquarius. It's a Queen of Wands character. Queen of Wands is usually an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, because of the purposes of the general reading, but she'd usually be a Leo type person. So this is somebody that really stands out. So it could be that you're feeling some very deep emotions for somebody who really stands out for her, his or her beauty, their wisdom, their get up and go, their confidence, all of the rest of it. And with the Queen of Swords energy at the end, maybe you need to verbalize this. Because I feel there's something that you're not saying in your love life around that moon card. I feel that there's something that you're suppressing. Often when you get the moon, it means also to suppress how you feel, to not speak about how you feel, to let everything kind of just really kind of gnaw at you. It's a really uncomfortable card. I mean, you know, even if this card, the moon, relates to deep, deep emotions, you know, it's not all that it seems. It really isn't. Sometimes it can be the disillusion. So some of you guys, you might be in an illusion that you're in love with someone because you've started to develop a relationship with them. It's centered around this Queen of Wands character. But in the future, you're going to need to look at the truth. You can see the difference between the moon and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is more realistic in the way that she thinks. The moon is not. The moon can be about illusions that we have. They can even be about daydreams, night dreams, whatever you want to call it, but it's not the truth a lot of the time with that moon card. We can literally fake ourselves into feeling that we've got this emotion going on for a particular person, when in fact it's probably just infatuation. The moon is to do with everything like infatuation, deep, raw feelings, fear, anxiety, depression even, suppression. It's all of those things, a very, very deep card. But it says here that this feeling is around a relationship, Six of Cups, but it's a relationship for me that has not developed. It's very, very immature, which is what set me thinking that for some of you guys, you might be invested in something that's not quite real because you feel great passion about a particular person or around a situation. Queen of Wands often represents a passionate affair, but in the future, you're going to be looking at this in a far more logical light, because we've got a Queen of Swords. It might be that you open up to a particular person with that Queen of Swords. You say what you feel, you say what's on your mind, or it could be that you're actually looking at the situation for what it is and saying, actually, I don't actually feel in love with this person, and it's all in the mind, because your overall outcome is karma, which is judgment. And the Judgment card really says that what has been suppressed needs to now be awakened, and it needs to come out. So the Judgment card either means that you make a judgment, you either speak your truth, because the Judgment card, even though it looks different with this pact on the Rider-Waite, we see an angel blowing a horn that wakes people up. So it's about a wake-up call. For some of you guys, you're going to have a wake-up call in your love life, I feel. Okay? Now, that wake-up call will either be that you start to confess or say something to the person, and it relieves you, whatever way that turns out, it relieves you of the burden that you're feeling with the Moon card. Or it will be that you wake up to reality and you actually realise, well, actually, I don't really feel like this. It's all an illusion, one or the other. And finally, we're going to have a look at your future. This was the most interesting one to me, and I've got to be quick because I'm running out of time. And also, I know my battery is bleeping on me, which is annoying with this new camera, but we'll see what happens. Seven of Swords is your general energy. Now, Seven of Swords, according to the Golden Dawn technique of tarot, relates to an Aquarius type individual and also the moon. So basically this can be to do with using one's intellect to find one's way around a problem or to find a solution to something here. I feel that you guys are really coming into your own in terms of how you manage to navigate yourselves around life, okay, and getting what you want. And I feel that this card is saying that you kind of, there's two things I'd like to say about this area. The number one thing to say is we know that Aquarians, I've been studying a lot more to do with astrology because I feel that astrology is really important within the tarot now. Before, as a reader, I never used to really look at astrology. I used to just read tarot straight, and I still do in some ways. But I feel that astrology is extraordinarily important because to know how each of the signs interacts properly. I mean, properly with the cards. Do you see what I mean? So, for example, Aquarians are quite imaginative individuals. Okay, this is what sets them apart. This is why they're represented by the star. That's your major arcana. It's somebody who thinks outside of the box. It's somebody who's probably a little bit outside of society. Okay, somebody who's non-conformist. Okay, somebody who's got some big ideas. Somebody who sees themselves as the star, who sees themselves not just as a Leo type. Leo and Aquarius, when reading about them, they do share certain similarities for me. Being in the spotlight, that type of thing. But also, I feel with the Aquarians, because you're a little bit quirky or considered to be a little bit quirky, sometimes you can be a little bit that side where where your imagination is greater than what is actually going on. So I didn't know whether this was you guys kind of letting your minds run away with you. I feel that if you're letting your minds run away with you, Aquarius, then what you're imagining here, which I feel the Seven of Swords can sometimes be the card of imagination, because it is represented by air, thoughts, ideas. Okay? Same as the Magician. Somebody who imagines things in a great, great way, so much so that they start to manifest what they are imagining. Some of you guys, you might be letting your thoughts run away with you. All right? We do have around this money or a gift that is offered to you, the star. So the star is somebody who is on a pedestal, somebody who is thought of as being great, amazing, somebody who really stands out. It looks like something is being offered to you for something that you have done or something that you are doing. And it brings in happiness, because we've got the Nine of Cups and also wishes coming true. We've got two star cards here. Both cards relate to wishes coming true. It's amazing that we've got them side by side. It looks really, really positive. And we've also got the star as your overall outcome card. That things will probably turn out better than you think. Use your mind in such a clever and inventive way, Aquarius, in the future, really to generate possibly some money-making ideas. Maybe you're getting paid for something as a result of what you've devised here with the Seven of Swords. Maybe it leads to stardom for you, potentially. So maybe what you are devising here, or what you've done to not to get away but to be successful with this Seven of Swords, is generating Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles means to receive money, so in gifts, okay, and awards, that type of thing. So Ace of Pentacles can say that whatever this thing is here that I believe you guys are doing, you guys are kind of being quite successful in with that Seven of Swords energy. I feel that this is saying it has the potential for real prosperity, and also it could be that you're receiving some great prosperity. Possibly for some of you guys it could lead to stardom, because the star is you. You're Aquarius, you are the star. And great abundance and wishes coming true, and, you know, just feeling really smug and really kind of content with what you have. And also, being that the outcome card is this star card here, it says it all really. The outcome is the star card. When you get the outcome as being a star card, especially because you're Aquarius and the star actually represents you as a zodiac sign within the major arcana, it says that you're futuristic thinking. There's going to be a lot of kind of forward thinking. I get the impression, I don't know why I get the impression that there's something, you know, the Seven of Swords, remember, is somebody who's got a great idea that they're able to implement, okay, through some really kind of strategic process that they go through. So it's not always about deceit or theft or anything like that. It's just about being really savvy and really clever. And it seems that something that you do here for some of you guys leads to this Ace of Pentacles. And it could be that somebody is offering something to you, the star. So it could be the fact that you're inventing something, or you've come up with something amazing, being the star. Because remember that Aquarians, when you look at Aquarians in conjunction with the star, this is to say that somebody who is outside of the norm. So this is not a conventional person. This is somebody that really stands out for their thoughts, for their ideas, for their inventions, for what they bring to the table. This is someone who's really, really clever, and somebody who is able to think long term about stuff and bring success to themselves. So I think as an Aquarius, This is you guys really enjoying some success, and wishes are definitely coming through. Lots and lots of happiness here with this Nine of Cups. And I feel that if it's something that you invent and you're getting money for, and you're enjoying the fruit of your labours for, which I can clearly see in this reading, it's going to lead to you developing even more. The outcome is the Star. So on the one hand, it actually says, you know, things are looking better than you've ever seen them before. You know, this thing, whatever it is that's happening here in your future, has the potential for some really, really long-term success with that Star card. But it also sees you guys as the star in the outcome, somebody who, and we've got it twice. We've got Star as your overall outcome and Star in the future. So this is a really prominent message for you Aquarians, and the you know, the double whammy is that this actually represents who you are. So it's something that you're bringing to the table that has, I feel, the potential for some long-term success. It's almost like you, it's not just about what you bring, but it's all about the package, all about you and your ideas and what you're bringing to the table in the future. That's really, really just catapulting everything forward for you. Such an exceptional reading. Really good for the future cards, I feel. We're going to have a quick look finally at your wishes, the Wheel of Fortune. So we've got Wheel of the Year here in your wishes section. And what that says to me is what you're wishing for is some good luck. And boy, I feel that you really get it. I really, really feel. But I feel that it's, you know, that it just seems to me that you have had to, you know, you've had to really make some quite staunch decisions here. And I feel that you've really had to be quite strict with yourself. But it's almost like, because you're quite strict with yourself, Aquarius, because we know that you're truth tellers. And we know that you're people who you like the truth. You don't want no bullshit. On the one side, you know, you can be quite, you know, left of field. You can be quite outside of the box, sometimes in terms of the way that you think. But we also know, I feel, for Aquarius, that you also like to be told the truth, face up to the truth. You don't really want to avert anything. And I feel that it's through, you know, not averting stuff within your life over these next 5 months that really brings the success in, because your wishes are the Wheel of Fortune. And it seems that you're wishing hard. And the fact that the Star, which is you, this card is based on a wish, and so is the Nine of Cups. I feel that that has almost double energy, if you know what I mean. It's almost like you are at such a point of manifesting whatever it is that you want over the next 5 months. You become just a manifesting machine, because manifestation is based on what we wish to happen, basically. And the Star is representative of what we wish. Having a wish come true. And the Nine of Cups is it's a wish card. Both cards are wish cards, and one card represents you as the wish. So it's almost like you become the Star. You become the person that's able to attract in exactly what it is that you want. And I see you attracting some really, really good conditions. Really good conditions. Because the Wheel of the Year, Wheel of Fortune, says what your wishes. And remember, this number 6 card is all to do what your wishes are for your life spread. And that your wishes are to bring in some luck, changes, good changes coming to you. So even if there are decisions that you need to make that might be difficult, what your wish will be is for things to turn out right. Wheel of the Year. Bit of good luck from the universe coming your way. Bit of help, bit of support. To enter into a fortunate time. And finally, your overall outcome is the Magician. Again, everything seems to tie up with you guys. You know, we have the Wheel of Fortune twice within your reading. The outcome card for your career and the outcome for your wish. We have the Magician as being the general energy coming in for your career, and it shows up again as the general energy, as the overall outcome for all areas, practically all areas of your life. And we've got the Star card showing in your future, along with it being your overall outcome for the future position. So you just seem to have some really strong, transformative you guys have got skills over the next 5 months, seriously, in manifesting what you want. It's not to say that it comes easily to you. I don't think it does come easily, but I feel that through perseverance and persistence you really do get there. And we can see that your advice card is the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands as your advice card says you must continue to push through. Yes, there will be times where you might feel like giving up because it's a struggle. Okay, there are times where, with that Ten of Wands card, you know, You must never be afraid of the tarot and when it comes up with certain cards. Because a lot of people can attribute the Ten of Wands as being a really negative energy, but it's not. It just means that somebody is determined to get somewhere. And I see real determination with you. I feel that the advice is saying you must stay determined because things are going to turn out really, really well for you over the next 5 months. But you have to stay strong, determined, persistent, motivated, and goal-orientated, and never get off your track. Still stay on that track, okay? So if it's a relationship that you're in and it needs revision, you know, in the home life, if this is a relationship situation, I don't see an ending here, but I do see adjustments needing to be made based on what the perception is or what the evidence is of the relationship. And I see that you know, you need to take the initiative to do stuff in order to bring about balance, whether that's walking away from a relationship or really restructuring that relationship with your partner potentially. In your home life, it's saying that you need to do that. Okay, for some of you guys, it might be just home renovations that you're doing. You know, we could easily look at this. Page of Swords can be related to ideas, fresh ideas that we have around the home, because the Page of Swords is all about not just news that comes in or messages, but it can also be about just the bright spark of an idea. Remember, the page, they're young, they're youthful. So if we look at the page, we look at the word page and substitute it for youth, and the swords mean ideas, it's youthful ideas. And because it's holding the sword up, it's wishing to initiate on those and strike. So it's youthful ideas, it's new ideas that are coming to you guys. Around Two of Cups, some form of negotiation or agreement. It can be to tear down something in the home, so to maybe tear down and then rebuild something within your home. And that King of Swords can be that you are actually moving forward with this project, because when you get the King of Swords, sometimes, especially when it comes to do with things like the home or something that's being initiated other than in terms of a relationship or even in terms of a decision, it can actually say, well, there's a new project that's coming in and you're actually going to be working on that. And the Justice card in the outcome card says, you know, what you're looking to do, the overall outcome is you're getting something balanced within the home. So say, for example, you're looking to install a new kitchen because the kitchen you have is too small. The outcome Justice says, finally, you do that. And it gives you a sense of balance and a sense of feeling equilibrium and peace and all the rest of it. Your life feels kind of more balanced because you've got your new kitchen. I know it sounds weird, but we know that in all areas of our lives, if things need doing and they get done, we feel better about ourselves, which is what the Justice card essentially is about. Okay, so I do see, yes, persistence to change and to move towards one's goal. I feel is really going to pay off. I feel your best area is definitely the future area. It's one absolutely amazing area. You know, again, in the love area, yes, we do have some form of, I don't know whether this is lack of clarity or it's really intense emotions, but the moon, remember, is always a card that's practically based on illusion. It can be feeling really, really deep feelings for someone or something, but sometimes those deep feelings that you have for someone, because it's such a dark card, it can't be rooted in joy as far as I'm concerned. I just don't see it as a joyful card. That's my own perception on the moon. I just feel that if you're going to have deep feelings and it's got the moon written all over it, then this might be something that you have to keep back, keep secretive, and that can be adding stress to you. This could be something that, you know, usually the moon is wrapped in secrecy, the moon card, because it's a dark card. It's just like the devil card, those types of cards. You can have love with the devil card, but what type of love is it? It's usually quite a desperately uncomfortable feeling in terms of love, that card, as far as I'm concerned. Same as the moon. You know, we do have some young energies here with that moon card, okay? A young, quite seductive relationship here. It surrounds a woman or a man, Queen of Wands. Some people read her like as Leo. I read her usually as an Aries type, but she or she is a fire sign. Okay, great passion here as a result of this, but the Queen of Swords says, well, actually, I might need to do some proper thinking. If you're not talking to this person or you're finding it difficult, i.e. the moon card, to express how you feel about this person, then it says maybe in the outcome you take the bull by the horns and you express it with the Queen of Swords, because she doesn't hold back on communication, and therefore with the Karma card, Judgment, it says, finally a weight is off your shoulders. You get something out there. If it's a relationship that's no good for you, or it's a relationship that is based on seduction and passion, then you'll probably be thinking to yourself with the Queen of Swords, I need to reassess this situation. And maybe through reassessing it, The Karma card says that you're free. So there's, you know, it's just a wonderful, wonderful spread. Absolutely amazing, Aquarius, for the next 5 months. Yes, lots of hard work, lots of perseverance, lots of pushing towards goals, which is what we've got with that 10 of Wands energy there. Okay, but you get there. As long as you stay focused and persistent, you will get there. That's your reading, Aquarius, for your life spread reading for the next 5 months. I'd like to say thank you very, very much for using Carol's Universe, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care.